Hi everyone, Sylvia from wakestoppers.com. Here I'm just going to be doing a voiceover on a piece that was mailed to me. She wanted it to look like the shaded Mocha from Renau. I'm assuming this one here was a little too light, so right now we're putting in some low lights. This is a level 5. I'm just doing some slices in some areas, mostly weaves. I have a fancy little weave comb here that you see. It's a green one. I just kind of stick it underneath and some hairs pop up, and those are the pieces that I like to foil. Going right up to the roots. This hair was very good to color. It didn't have the coating on it that some of the pieces do. Sometimes it really is hard to cover, so that's why I went with a level 5. Shaded Mocha, it could have been a little bit lighter, but I feel like it's going to wash out a little bit anyways, so this is safe. So I'm just going through. I want to leave a little bit of this blonde through, so I'm leaving a little bit, and then so I'm leaving a slice, and then the next slice over it, I'm gonna do a weave, and that's what I'm doing with the level 5. And I just do that all across the top, making sure that the part is in there somewhere in that middle section. The sides I'm leaving down for now, and then I'll do those after. So this will get a little repetitive, so if you wanted to zoom forward, you can. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I like my clips there. They're really good and secure clips. It's always scary working on a piece that is expensive. This one was mailed to me, and like you can tell the quality of this piece is really nice, so I'm thinking it's expensive. Makes me nervous, but I only feel that nervousness for a minute because I feel pretty confident in my hairdressing skills. Got my little dogs in the background there. So those little pieces that are sticking up, those are called a return. So when the hair is kind of knotted onto the base, whatever that leftover piece is called a return. So it's pretty much knotted onto a silk base, and then the longer the return is, usually the piece is more expensive because the hair needs to be longer. So I was trying to really get close to the root without getting it onto the base. This base was just, it's not a double monofilament where, you know, it might discolor. It was just a single. So I wasn't too worried about getting the base discolored. I did pretty good. There were a couple little spots underneath, but no one's gonna notice that. Super duper close. It was so hard. Even when I finished it and I rinsed it off, I had to go back in and just with a teeny tiny paintbrush, just go with the level 5 again and just go really close to the root, trying not to get it on the base. But the hair kind of puffs up a little bit, so it hid that very well. Usually I work downstairs in the basement. I have all my stuff there. But this time, you know, I wanted to sit with my family, so I was up in my living room. So I guess this topper was just a little too blonde. A lot of people ask me how often you should wash a topper. I always just recommend whenever you feel like it needs to be washed, just give it a wash. Don't wash it too much. You want to protect it from the wind, the rain, the sun, because this hair doesn't grow, right? And it's going to get dry. You want it to last a long time. Like, okay, so here I'm doing, I'm going through each piece and I'm doing 1 inch shadow root. So with that same color, I'm just going 1 inch, trying to get as close as I can to the root or to the scalp. And as I'm doing this, I'm kind of going through and checking the foils too to make sure, because some of those have already like processed a little bit, so I can see how much it's, how close it is and how natural it looks. I find with the shadow root, it's way more natural looking. I forgot what I was talking about before that. Oh well. Oh, okay, I remember. So to prolong the life of your piece, you want to make sure that you're moisturizing it, and don't wash it too often, but when it needs to be washed, then wash it. I have some clients that wash it once a month. I have some that wash it once a week. I would say like maybe once every 2 weeks, give it a wash. Like if you're just wearing it to work for a couple of hours and you're sitting at an office, you know, it's not going to get too dirty, but it's going to maybe get a little bit flatter. Maybe you're putting hairspray in it. So, you know, maybe once every 2 weeks, use a really good moisturizing conditioner. Anything that you can use on your hair, you can use on the topper for sure. More moisturizing. Okay, here I'm just showing you the swatch that we're trying to match to. I feel like it needs to be a little bit lighter. So I've washed it. This is what it looks like with just the darker stuff that I put in. So here I'm going to be just putting in some like drop down highlights. So I'm not going right up to the root. I'm just going to be lightening up some of the pieces that are already light there, but I just want them to be a little bit lighter. So I'm going to be trying really careful just to pick through the blonde parts. And then just putting it kind of just where the blonde parts are. So about 1.5 inches from the root, 2 inches from the root. And this looks pretty natural, nothing crazy. It's a very low volume peroxide. And I'm going to just put it all around, just like I did with the brown. Maybe not as much, but... And that's going to help quite a bit. Yeah, I was saying with the protection, so you want to protect your topper from like blowing around in the wind, you know, the ends. It's gonna get tattered if it's blowing around like crazy. So just try to hold it down a little bit, even with the synthetics. Just try and last as long as you can. Like you want this to last a long time. It's expensive, like, and you can't get a topper that is good quality for cheap. You know, I've been looking around places and there are a lot of cheap toppers out there, you know, like something like this for like maybe $200. you know, it's going to show in the quality, and it's going to show in the return. It's going to be a short return, and the quality of the hair is not going to be good. You might not necessarily be able to color it, because I have a feeling they put some kind of coating on it that makes it feel nice and soft and smooth. That eventually washes away, and then it doesn't feel good, and then people complain about it being tangly, and it's all tangled up. It's you know, they might claim that it's a Remy hair, all the cuticle is going in the same direction, but you know, sometimes it's not, and if it's not, it's very tangly and matted. So you want to be careful, and I wouldn't feel bad paying a little more for a wig or a topper in human hair, because it's going to last. And you want to go with someone that you know, like a name that you recognize, or someone that you know you've had before. You want to check out all the reviews. Alright, so here I'm just flipping it upside down, and I did get a couple of spots on the scalp, so I just put some bleach on it, and this is the final product. I think it looks amazing. So call me if you need any help. Here's the before and the after.